I'll be reacting to Seven Nights Revolution Hero Successor Episode 3. I will be watching it from Crunchyroll's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 3, 2, 1, and go! Alright, I'm pumped up for this. Hopefully they can find the source around that pretty soon. Jeez. They don't mess around one bit. That's a good point. They recently did add at least another night, so it could be a worse situation. Although, going by the circumstances, any battle like to lose would have major consequences and ramifications. Hopefully something pleasant. You know, that's pretty sweet. Oh, they all look like they're about to be killed. With the way they're reacting. It doesn't look that bad. It looks like it tastes good. Yeah, I mean, he's talking shit. This woman. For that, Ellen should deserve to eat more of the food if it tastes bad. I feel sorry for our boy. The first croquet he's gonna taste is probably gonna taste like absolute dog shit now. Wait, then why was everyone looking scared then? I like how Joe's like, yes, eat it for me. Yeah, I mean, at least he saved all their asses there. They're so smiley. Fucking adorable. I feel sorry for the other knights. Because with the amount of croquettes she has, like, they're not going to be spared from the danger. If anything, the danger is going to be hurling towards them. Oh, that's fucking cute. I gotta admit, at least the episode so far, it's doing a pretty dang baller job of actually making the non-action set pieces stick out pretty well. And for that, I gotta give it some credit because it stumbled a little bit in episode 2. But, you know what to say, nothing's perfect, so I'm not gonna really hold it against that. At least from impression's sake, this episode looks better because you already see, now that all of the introductions are out of the way, at the very least the introductions feel like they're filled with a little bit more of camaraderie at the very least. And at least the tone's seemingly lighter too, so those are some pretty dang baller positives. Sing no na ni no da da. Fucking, man. Fucking love this song. We all do and take it all. Especially in that final bit. I wonder how many tries it took for the singer to pull off that final bit. What the fuck? That or Nemo doesn't have a good sense of taste. That's probably it. Sure, I mean, Nemo did show off a little bit of skill in episode 2 and 1. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the other characters here actually get spotlighted a little bit more. I actually like it, just seeing this nice bromance blooming. Aww. Honestly, nope. Regardless, though, he still succeeded, so he can at the very least hold up his head high, and that he's got a success rate at the very least when it comes to combat. Oh, I do like that though. We see Sophia in the previous episode, but I like how here we see her actually act as an emotional support for Nemo, even if it's for a small bit. That's actually really sweet. It further reminds you, at least in the series, of what's at stake. Although Joe does seem like the type of guy who makes some pretty dang vicious jokes, though. Hmm. Oh. Aww. At least here, I'm gonna assume that he's trying to build up enough money to help raise his family at the very least. Oh. Maybe he's trying to show him a vision of the potential future. That's my guess. So like a way to light a fire into Nemo? Because I really don't think it can be anything else. Hell yeah. Hopefully the request isn't a major pain in the ass, but you never know with these kind of series. I mean, Nemo's pretty new to all of this. It's pretty fucking mean. Sounds easy enough. And you know, I've been waiting for this too. Because considering that the world lies in the hands of these seven, I've actually been waiting to see them all operate simultaneously at once. I hope the action sequences involving our seven knights don't... Okay. It was only the opening bits that had a few stills. Okay, I was kind of getting worried. Yo, the animation of that dude's glasses looks off because they're not drawing the middle portion of his glasses. Looks a little bit off model, the artwork there. Hope it just means that they're really saving their best animators for the major fight scenes in this episode, if it does have one. Oh, yeah, our girl ready to kick some ass. Jeez. I actually like that bit of choreography there, seeing how some of the enemies actually are trying to attack you while they're in the air. Makes for some decent choreography. Because in too many animes, sometimes when characters come from the air, the enemies with the flight advantage wait until the enemies they wait until at least the protagonists land on the fucking ground before trying to attack. That's why I gotta give some props to the choreography for the action sequences here a bit. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Healing definitely seems like a necessary job that kind of... It's fucking adorable. Jeez. I actually like his character design. It makes him look like a villain, though, in a good way. Gotta admit, it has like a nice bit of sharpness to it. Wait, he barely moved the muscle and he was able to break those simultaneously. Holy cow. Yeah, that reminds me of Unlimited Blade Works from the Fates of Night series. Especially with all the swords on the ground. I wonder if she's gonna summon a humongous typhoon of flame. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't want she was born. I had a feeling she was gonna unleash a typhoon of flames. Like the moment she put a circle around her, that was the reason why I had that gut feeling. It's actually nice to see the compare and contrast. Like when Nemo fights, you see him struggle, but when these experienced vets fight, they just make it look so fucking easy. That's something I really like though, when the Knights, even though yes, they're sometimes in like, got less than optimal amounts of stamina, and they might be drained, and they keep on risking themselves, even if it's at the cost of their well-being. Yo, is his arm gonna be ripped out? Okay, I was getting worried. Thought for a second his arm was gonna get ripped out. When are we going to see Gideon go through on some jealousy? Because even Joe implied in that, are you going to want to be overtaken by Nemo? So, if Joe and Nemo succeed in taking on this creature, I wouldn't be surprised if Gideon's self-confidence takes a psychological hit. And it's nice actually seeing what Joe and Nemo learned from episode 2 and actually seeing them applied on the field is pretty gratifying to see. Didn't even feel like a mission for them. I felt like it was seeing these badasses just go through like their morning exercises. Aww. I mean, I feel bad for him, but hey, there'll be other opportunities though for him to show his worth. And plus, even people go through the slump sometimes. And then I love how she can easily rile up a youngin. If only she knew how much youngins love her, or she probably does know that deep down. Or maybe he has a deteriorating physical condition because he couldn't even see the projection start to, well, not wither, but react to pain. The thing is, though, that's Joe. I mean, he's super blunt. Oh, okay. That explains why he's so hard on himself then. Well, what the fuck is happening with his arm? Oh. I mean, the thing is, though, when someone wants to make themselves useful, sometimes they're not going to listen to reason. Well, yeah. That just means that Joe has a lot of respect for Gillidy, and that's why he can sell him to sit him out. At least that's how I perceive it. Maybe the hourglasses are some kind of seal to Theseus's abilities or something. Maybe they're trying to awaken something that's sealed up by all the hourglasses. That's my guess. Oh man, this dude is sounding really freaking shifty. I mean, hey, who says having power is an easy responsibility? I just love the sarcasm coming from Ellen. What an asshole! A lovable one, though. But one regardless. Is that Gillian with the big ass? Oh. Doesn't even look human anymore. I mean, whatever that state is, I hope it's reversible. So I'm assuming Gillian got possessed by the hero then? Due to his deteriorating physical state? Oh, never mind. Okay, with the way he's making it sound, it means like he's willing to end Gillian's life because he doesn't see any way of freeing him. Aww. Yeah, but does Nemo have any way of actually achieving that? I mean, you can't argue against that logic. Oh! I think he... No, he definitely does. It's the issue with this is... Joe's probably trying to figure out how to resolve this with the least amount of casualties possible. I do like this, though. It shows you the responsibility of being one of the 7 knights. On top of also Gillian also being a prince and shouldering high expectations. I love how it's showing us all the weight of the crown. And it also does a great job of giving the knights their individuality, too. Aww. The thing he has to realize, though, he doesn't have to care about what other people think about him. Yet, what really matters the most is if what he achieves is something that he can truly hold up his head high on. Oh! And this will be direct, so... Oh, man, shit. I was hoping to direct all the eyes. What does this thing have? The temperature of a volcano to be able to melt that ice? I mean, the only other option might be to hope that the 3 other knights show up to help assist them. Or maybe there's hope. Okay, that was not what I wanted to hear. Oh, Nemo, he's becoming a badass in moments like that. Instead of taking the easy route, he always takes the tough but correct route. That's what I absolutely adore. He's come a long way from being the meek and confidence-less Nemo that we saw in episode 1. Actually, I love this too when we see the bond that the knights also have with their heroes too. It's actually really sweet. I mean, let's hope it ends up in a scenario where he isn't killed though. Yes! I'm loving those words of a champion. I mean, don't they by technicalities build the weapons to save people though when they save civilians though? I mean, didn't Joe do that in like episode 2 when he saved Sophia and the civilians? I really don't know where the line comes. Okay, that line felt a little bit out of place there because I'm like, if you look at the context of episode 2, Joe uses weapons to save people, if I recall. And saying that, the moment where he's pulling them out, now that is absolutely cool. Especially seeing our 2 other knights coordinate alongside Nemo. Yes! I wonder why Sophia reacted that way, though. I mean, I don't think she's evil, but who knows, though? That might be a possibility. He's gonna definitely, Nemo solid after all this. Honestly, Joe has his upsides, but damn, at least for episodes 2 and... Yeah, he fucking sucks. Joe's been kind of a dick in the second episode, in this episode. Not a complete dick, but kind of. I'm like, he could really better choose his words. Ah, VD. But you know, I like this episode. If I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I thought it was better than episode 2. Now, naturally, I don't think it's as, say, absolutely epic like episode number 1, because episode number 1 was like a whole nother level. But if y'all were to ask me my opinion on the rating, I will definitely rate this a 6.5 out of 10. I think this episode really deserves it because, for one, it's nice to get to see Nemo, Joe, and Gildian and the other one come together. Because here, considering the series is called Seven Knights Revolution, at the very least, we're finally seeing the Seven Knights do things together. It took 7 episodes, but hey, better late than never, and plus, the series has a whole core to work with. So that's why I really like this episode. It's at least doing a decent job with the amount of time it has left, and it has slice of life sequences that are actually good. And that's where I gotta give it some praise. Oh, after credits. Oh, this is looking cute. Oh. Talk about absolutely lucky there. Our boy. Yo, I could ship Feria and Nemo there. Alright, seems like a happy mood preview. Actually, I wouldn't mind an episode where there's no action, because in these type of episodes, you get more chemistry built between all the main protagonists. It allows the animators to save time, and if the writing's good enough, it could even lead to some character development. So, episode number 4 actually looks like it could be really fucking good. Alright, sign me the fuck up. Now, aside from that though, there are other elements I do appreciate about this episode. Because aside from getting a higher sense of camaraderie, I do love the character development for Nemo. I love seeing how he's gained more self-confidence. And aside from the self-confidence that Nemo is making, I just love how during this episode, you also, at the very least too, you get to see the fact that with Gildian, you see where he comes from, you see his backstory, you see the expectations you have, and it makes you feel sympathy for him. And that's something that I really appreciate from the episode, because it makes the series feel a lot more fuller and actually giving me more reasons to care about the surrounding cast. Because going in, I already cared about Fredia and I already cared about Nemo. But now it did a great job making me care about Gillian too. And that's what thought the episode was successful narratively. Now, as far as potential downsides go, while I did like the episode, yeah, it did have some visuals that weren't up to par of the usual standards of the series. And yes, it could have looked better. But in saying that, even though yes, the visuals weren't as pretty as say episodes 1 and 2, I think for the most part they got the job done. And at the very least, the vocal performances and the music for the series was actually pretty darn rock solid. And that's why I feel the episode was at least above average at a 6.5 out of 10. While it wasn't the most captivating episode of the series, it was by far way better than episode number 2. And for that, I really appreciate it, that it's not going into a potential downward slope at the very least. And yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts on the episode, y'all. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it,